Welcome back to the Microscopic Diaries, where we zoom into the tiny walls inside us and reveal how they shape our health. I'm your host, Aigil Satikova, and today we are looking at God's secret enemies. We all know processed foods, smoking, and antibiotics can harm our microbiome. That's old news. But what about the less obvious habits? The little daily things that seems harmless, but may be quietly shifting your gut bacteria toward imbalance. So grab your tea, get comfy, and let's explore 8 hidden gut records that science says might be living in your routine. So let's start with something maybe you're drinking now, or like hiding in your coffee, protein shakes, or sugar-free soda. Yes, I think you know what I'm talking about. Artificial sweeteners, sucralose, aspartame, saccharin. They may be calorie free, but they are not microbiome free. Recent studies show the sweeteners can reduce beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, while encouraging strains linked to inflammation and glucose intolerance. By skewing the microbial community, artificial sweeteners may decrease production of beneficial metabolites such as short-chain fatty acids and increase inflammatory pathways. The loss of friendly bacteria and rise of opportunistic microbes can trigger low-grade inflammation and gut barrier dysfunction. In short, the daily diet soda could be silently eroding your microbiome's diversity and metabolic output in the long run. Next up, those painkillers you might reach for a little too often. NSAIDs like ibuprofen or naproxen. Reaching for them to quell pain is common practice, but regular use of these drugs is a hidden threat to your gut microbes. NSAIDs have been shown to alter the composition of the gut microbiota and injure the intestinal lining. For example, older adults taking NSAIDs have significantly lower levels of beneficial microbes like certain bacteria or lactobacilli compared to non-users. Animal studies confirm that even short courses of these drugs can decrease overall microbiome diversity. At the same time, NSAIDs cause physical damage to gut tissue, sometimes visibly producing erosions or ulcers with prolonged use. NSAIDs disrupt microbial equilibrium both directly and indirectly. They can directly inhibit or kill sensitive bacteria, allowing more resistant, potentially harmful species to overgrow. Those painkillers disrupt microbial equilibrium both directly and indirectly. They can directly inhibit or kill sensitive bacteria, allowing more resistant, potentially harmful species to overgrow. More importantly, NSAIDs compromise the gut's protective mucus layer and epithelial barrier. By blocking prostaglandins that normally maintain the intestinal lining, NSAIDs increase gut permeability and allow bacterial toxins to cross into the bloodstream. This one-two punch of microbial imbalance and barrier breakdown leads to inflammation that can extend beyond the gut. In essence, popping NSAIDs like candy may relieve a headache at the cost of microbial collateral damage and delete your inflamed gut environments. Now think about your bedtime or lack of one. Chronic sleep deprivation and irregular sleep schedules don't just leave you groggy, they can disturb the rhymes of your gut microbiome. Recent studies indicate that our gut bacteria follow a daily cycle, and fragmented or insufficient sleep can throw the cycle off. Even a single night of severe sleep loss has been shown to alter the gut's bacterial profile and reduce the abundance of certain beneficial species. In the long term, people with poor sleep habits often exhibit decreased microbial diversity in the intestine. One study noted that distributed sleep was associated with lower levels of microbes that produce crucial compounds that nourish colon cells and reduce inflammation. Sleep loss is a stressor that increases cortisol and inflammatory markers, which in turn can affect gut conditions. Irregular sleep-wake cycles may disrupt the feeding schedule of microbes and the release of digestive enzymes, leading to an out-of-sync microbiome. The result is often a drop in beneficial fiber-fermenting bacteria and an increase in species that thrive on erratic nutrient supply or host stress hormones. Additionally, poor sleep can impair the gut barrier. Research has linked sleep deprivation with a reduction in proteins that maintain tight junctions between intestinal cells. Overall circadian misalignment caused by shift work, all-nighters, or inconsistent bedtimes can foster a less diverse, more inflammatory-prone microbiome, illustrating how intimately our microbes respond to our sleep quality. Let's talk stress. Not just that I have a deadline stress, I mean the slow drip, background anxiety many of us live with. Psychological stress is often overlooked as a factor in gut health, yet chronic stress or anxiety can significantly perturb the microbiome. Stressful life events and sustained anxiety have been correlated with measurable changes in gut bacteria. For instance, experiments in mice have shown that chronic stress dramatically shifts microbial composition, notably depleting populations of beneficial lactobacillus species. Human observational studies likewise find that high stress levels or clinical depression often coincide with an overgrowth of pro-inflammatory microbial groups and a reduction in microbes that produce anti-inflammatory compounds. In parallel, stress is known to induce a leaky gut. Both acute and chronic stress can increase intestinal permeability. One study found that even short-term psychological stress, maybe like a public speaking task, caused participants' small intestine to become more permeable, especially in those with higher cortisol response. Stress activates the gut-brain axis in detrimental ways. Elevated cortisol and adrenaline can directly affect bacterial growth and metabolism, favoring stress-tolerant strains while suppressing growth of calmer, beneficial flora. Stress hormones also alter gut motility and reduce mucus secretion, effectively changing the habitat in a way that pathogens exploit. At the same time, stress-triggered inflammation weakens tight junctions between gut lining cells, leading to a permeable barrier. This allows bacteria and endotoxins to translocate into the bloodstream, further activating the immune system and perpetuating inflammation. In summary, chronic stress creates a vicious cycle. It forces an imbalanced microbiome and a leaky gut, which then heightens systematic inflammation that can feed back into mood disorders. Managing stress is just not important for mental well-being, but also for maintaining a resilient, balanced gut microbial community. Here is one you might not connect to your gut: how much you move. Exercise isn't just for your heart or muscles. It also shapes your microbiome. Active people tend to have more diverse gut bacteria, especially species like Faecalibacterium and Akkermansia, which produce compounds that reduce inflammation and keep your gut lining strong. On the flip side, a sedentary life slows gut transit time, giving unfriendly bacteria more opportunity to overgrow. Even moderate daily activity, a brisk walk, light strength work, can help keep your microbiome robust. Now let's step out of the gut and into your kitchen. Keeping a clean home is generally good, but overzealous use of antibacterial cleaners and disinfectants might be doing more harm than good to your microbiome, especially in early life. Evidence has been growing that frequent use of antimicrobial household products can alter the gut microbiota of those living in that environment. The broad-spectrum chemicals in disinfectants do not distinguish between harmful pathogens and beneficial environmental microbes. They can leave surfaces and air devoid of the microbial exposures that would normally help train the immune system and feed the gut with a variety of benign bacteria. Overusing antibacterial cleaners and disinfectants may be giving you a too sterile environment. Studies in infants show that heavy household disinfectant use changed gut bacteria, lowering beneficial species and increasing certain bacteria linked to obesity later in life. While cleanliness is important, our immune systems and our microbiomes evolve with regular exposure to harmless environmental microbes. Too much sterilization can reduce that healthy diversity. Fresh breaths? Yes. but antiseptic mouthwash twice a day might be doing more than killing odor-causing bacteria. Chlorhexidine-based rinses wipe out nitrate, reducing oral bacteria, the ones that help regulate blood pressure, and alter the mix of microbes you swallow daily. Over time, that can supply shifts your gut microbiome too. So unless you are using it short-term for dental treatment, consider milder options. And finally, salt. Not often talked about in microbiome conversations, but it should be. Studies in mice and humans over the past few years have revealed that excessive salt intake can reduce key beneficial gut bacteria. Notably, a high salt diet causes a near wipeout of certain lactobacillus species. One study found that feeding mice a high salt diet led to a significant drop in Lactobacillus murinus. Asthmatic stress from high salt can be directly hostile to certain gut microbes. Many friendly bacteria are salt sensitive. When you consume excessive salt, more of it reaches the colon and creates an environment where these bacteria struggle to survive. With beneficial lactobacilli suppressed, their important functions are lost, including production of lactic acid that normally fortify the gut lining and modulate the immune system. In practical terms, while watching your salt is usually about blood pressure, it might also benefit your gut microbes. Cutting down on highly salted processed foods and not oversalting meals can help maintain a friendly gut environment, preserving microbes that protect your gut and your overall health. So, at the end of today's story, you can see that your gut is not a silent passenger. And it listens to what you feed it, to how you move, to the rhymes you keep and the stress you carry. Every choice from a pinch of salt to a restless night becomes a conversation with the trillions within you. None of this means you have to live in fear or every snack or cleaning spray. But know the science lets you make small, sustainable choices that protect your microbial allies. Treat your gut kindly, give them diversity, movement, and calm, and they will return the favor in ways you feel, not just in your digestion, but in your mind, your energy, and the quiet strength that carries you through life. Until next time, care for your microbes, and they will care for you.